Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is TBR Schmitt. This is my wife Samantha.
Hello.
And today we are watching the movie 300. What do you know about this movie?
Gerard Butler's on it.
Yeah.
In it.
On it, in it.
He's on the cover.
Scottish, I believe.
Totally ripped.
Yep.
Is it Spartan?
Yeah, so it's Spartans.
Okay.
I have seen this movie. I think I snuck into this in the theater to watch it with a friend because it was just us two and we weren't old enough to see a rated R movie. So I love this movie. I'm a fan of Zack Snyder. This movie is epic, especially for crazy, awesome violence. But there's definitely a movie that escaped your path.
We've watched a good amount of action on the channel, and I've really been pleasantly surprised by how much I have enjoyed the genre. But I will say that I pretty much avoided action movies in general growing up. I just
wasn't your cup of tea.
Yeah, it wasn't something that I thought would really interest me. And a lot of times, honestly, I wasn't expecting like the story to really be there. Like I was expecting more just like shoot 'em, blow up, like car explosions. And I think there's not been really a single movie that we've watched that I haven't been impressed in the action genre. But I'm really excited to watch this film. It's been very recommended to us, especially after we just did Gladiator pretty recently.
Right.
So I'm excited to watch it.
And this channel is the perfect avenue for me to share some of my favorites with you. So I'm super excited.
Yeah, me too.
So if you'd like to see the full-length reaction for this, as well as everything else that we've reacted to, the link to our Patreon is in the description. If you would like to interact with us on our Twitch, Instagram, or Twitter, all those links are in the description as well. And with that, let's get into the movie.
I was also gonna say a combination of action and like a timepiece.
Yes.
Those are things that I never watched.
Right, yeah. So this is definitely outside your wheelhouse.
Yeah. It's like so brown.
Puny or misshapen would have been discarded.
Those are
Jeez.
babies?
Yep, only the best of the best.
He was baptized in the fire of combat.
Oof.
Taught never to retreat, never to surrender,
Constant training.
for he would return to his people a Spartan.
Must be freezing. Oh. What even is that?
Terrifying.
Dinner?
He's dinner.
Claws of black steel.
Oh, that thing looks hungry too.
The giant wolf.
Turn his back on it? Gonna fit?
He fit. The wolf didn't.
His form. Perfect.
Wow, what an upbringing. It feels like we're reading like a book.
It's actually based off of a graphic novel.
Our king, Leonidas!
Leonidas.
A beast approaches.
That's some intimidation right away.
Father taught me accepting it. Spartan's true strength is the warrior next to him.
It's all just about being the best warrior.
A Persian messenger awaits you.
Who's she?
That's Cersei from Game of Thrones.
Is that really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, if you just picture her with blonde hair.
The way from Persia for earth and water.
You can afford neither,
Think she can speak among men.
because only Spartan women give birth to real men.
Oh, damn.
Let us walk.
Literally everyone in this movie is jacked.
Spoken the Sparta's submission.
Submission?
Submission.
That was like the first rule.
The Athenians have already turned you down.
Ooh.
Choose your next words carefully. They may be your last as king.
Oh. I was like, is that a threat? I mean, it's still a threat. Just notice his little braid.
Bring the crowns and heads of conquered kings to my city.
Seriously.
You threaten my people with slavery and death.
Ooh, gave the go ahead.
This is Sparta!
Ooh.
Oh, shit.
Everyone goes in.
Is it just like a giant hole?
I don't know. Or it was a well or something. I mean, he came in hot with his message. And he said that he would be held accountable for what he said.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the very first thing he said. But I can't imagine that's going to be taken well
No.
when his messenger just doesn't come back.
We have been expecting you.
Ugh.
Creatures whom even Leonidas must bribe.
What a moon.
It's giant.
Sparta wages no war. Sparta will burn!
Yeah, they don't really have a choice anymore.
We'll funnel them into the mountain pass we call the Hot Gates.
It's like the wolf.
Yeah, exactly. It's foreshadowed by that wolf scene.
Consult the oracle.
I'd prefer you trusted your reason.
Crazy. It's like she's in the water.
Yeah, it does look like she's in the water.
Their beauty is their curse.
Seriously.
Sparta will fall.
Uh-oh.
Kings climb down is harder.
Didn't get the blessing.
No.
Fresh oracle shall be delivered to you.
What? What are they even going to do with that gold? Don't they never leave there?
They don't leave there, and then they get endless supply of women.
Your lips can finish what your fingers have started.
Ooh.
Even slow-mo sex scenes.
300, all with born sons to carry on their name.
Interesting. Can't let the family die.
We are with you, sire!
He is your son.
I have others to replace him.
But a captain, there is none.
But a dad?
The Spartan army must not go to war.
I'm here, just taking a stroll. I suppose I'll head north.
The Hot Gates.
It's a nice little workaround.
What shall we do? What can we do?
Literally.
You're not going to stop him.
Come back with your shield, or on it.
Some epic terms.
Goodbye, my love. He doesn't say it.
Oh.
Only the hard and strong may call themselves Spartans.
Wow.
Shadow her in darkness. I never noticed. I assume her necklace is a tooth from the wolf he killed, maybe?
Oh, maybe.
You bring only this handful of soldiers against Xerxes? What is your profession?
Sculptor, sir.
Numbers don't always mean quality.
Yep.
Spartans! What is your profession?
I brought more soldiers than you did.
He brought a bunch of potters and blacksmiths.
His only regret is that he has so few to sacrifice.
Wow.
If only he came with more men.
We're being followed.
Is that what was in the forest?
Yeah.
It's even dressed.
My king! Look!
He's dressed like a Spartan.
Mm-hmm. Well, they made it.
Just demolished.
Where are all the people? I put their number at around 20.
A scouting party.
That's it?
These footprints.
Oof.
Behind us! Child!
Just how they all got ready with their formation.
So what exactly are they dealing with here?
The child speaks of the Persian ghosts, not these immortals.
We'll put their name to the test.
Oof.
Brutal. 20 immortals came and slaughtered everyone.
Into hell's mouth we march.
Oh my god.
Just endless amounts of boats.
As they're embraced by the loving arms of Greece herself.
Oh wow.
Only one among us keeps his Spartan reserve. Only he.
You must show them favor.
And you can arrange for me to speak to the council. I'm in your debt.
No, Leonidas is my king.
Just gotta try to organize everyone back home.
And there's no sense in waiting because it's like, what if they don't even come back? That's still so many.
Yeah.
I saw those ships smashed on the rocks. How can this be?
Beautiful dead. Might be one down there who's up to the task.
Well, I guess if you don't fear death, right?
Just a totally different mentality with Spartans.
This guy's gonna lose it.
Keep going, you dogs!
Oh,
I literally didn't even see that. I was looking at him.
it was a display for anyone coming.
These hills swarm.
That is huge.
Pathetic wall will do anything except fall.
Your wall is made of your people.
Your Persian scouts supplied the mortar.
Pay for your barbarism!
Oof.
Sorry, man.
My arm!
You're lucky it was just your arm.
He faces free men here, not slaves. We decide to make our wall just a little bit bigger.
Our arrows will blot out the sun.
Then we will fight in the shade.
So badass. You know that's Michael Fassbender? He's like the guy who plays Magneto in like the X-Men movies. Yeah. It's just a very young, very jacked Michael Fassbender.
Didn't even recognize him.
I beg you, bold king, to redeem my father's name.
Quite a display.
Raise your shield as high as you can. A single weak spot, and the phalanx shatters.
Yeah.
I feel so bad.
I am sorry, my friend. But as for the fight itself, I cannot use you.
Just wanted to fight.
Leonidas, you are wrong.
Uh-oh.
Earthquake.
No, Captain. Battle formations.
Oh.
Literally shaking the ground. You don't see it?
How?
This is where we fight! This is where they die!
Such an epic war speech.
Oof. Are the other guys behind them? Or are they just gone?
They're there too.
Lay down your weapons!
That's not gonna happen. Oh!
Come and get them!
Oh, man.
There's no negotiating.
Hold!
How?
Stay!
Just a wave.
So they're gonna push them back into the skinniest area?
That's the best you can do!
Just a shoving match. They just make a wall. It's beautiful.
Just like taking them down like layer by layer.
Yep. And then just bang right back to a wall.
Oh, I didn't even realize they were pushing forward.
No prisoners! No mercy!
Oh. They lost their wall?
I think they got the advantage enough. Such a beautiful shot.
They are machines.
Yeah, they just shred through them.
Oh.
To the cliffs!
Oh, they're just gonna back them over?
Oof.
Oh!
Wow. They just used like everything. The terrain, like everything they could.
Yeah, all to their advantage.
Oh! Oh.
Fight in the shade.
Sorry, man.
Recover!
Yeah, maybe just give it another minute. Like, how confident in your ability do you have to be to literally be like naked fighting?
Right.
Today, no Spartan dies!
Well, they're in a
Like
pyramid this time.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it just funnels the horses to either side. Oh.
These guys literally go flying.
No prisoners, no mercy. A good start.
Just like the like
blood.
shake the blood off. They only brought 300, but are there like a good amount of people still here? I'm like worried about them.
Oh, back here?
Yeah.
You will speak before the council in 2 days' time.
Just 2 days to prepare.
Ah, there's your mother. You should keep a better eye on him. Unfortunate if anything were to happen to him, or to his beautiful mother.
Scumbag. Just enjoying the battlefield.
The Persians are approaching. Small contingent. Too small for an attack.
Trying to negotiate?
There's no reason we can't be civil.
None, sire.
As he's stabbing someone.
Oof.
Jeez.
You must be Xerxes.
How much must that all weigh?
Right? Must have like 100 guys underneath that.
I just meant just what he was wearing.
Oh, all the gold.
There's much our cultures could share.
We've been sharing our culture with you all morning.
Consider the fate of your women.
Clearly, you don't know our women. I might as well have marched them up here, judging by what I've seen.
Damn.
Your Athenian rivals will kneel at your feet. You will but kneel at mine.
Quite an offer.
Slaughtering all those men left a nasty crap. Kneeling will be hard.
I will erase even the memory of Sparta from the histories.
So mad.
The world will never know you existed at all.
From one extreme to the other.
The world will know that few stood against many. Even a god king can bleed.
Wow.
They tried negotiating.
He lost his cool so fast, though.
Move it, man! We're in for one wild night.
Pissed off the God King a little too much.
That moon.
They have served the dark will of Persian kings for 500 years.
That's terrifying.
The personal guard to King Xerxes himself. The Immortals.
Wasn't expecting them already.
The Immortals?
Xerxes has taken the bait.
Sparta, push!
Immortals. We put their name to the test.
Not so immortal. But they're starting to lose some.
Sparta!
Oof.
Oof.
Saved his dad.
Oh, that's your own guy.
Oh.
Oh. Get your stuff. Oh.
Just barely. Oh. It's like punted him like 10 yards.
Uh-oh.
So big.
Oh. Ew.
I love the spin though.
Oh, shit. Oh.
Oof.
Ew. Somebody do something.
Oh.
Dude will not die.
Oh, he might now.
Arcadians! No! Show the Spartans what we can do!
Oh. Come on, guys.
I love that. Like the people in front kind of holding that wall and the people in the back jumping up and stabbing.
Fancies himself a god, feels a very human chill crawl up his spine.
So it's like, who's next? Who's the step up from the Immortals?
Even the king allows himself to hope. We can win.
Oh.
Coming out to heavy guitar.
Those behind cry forward. Those in front cry back.
What the hell?
Darkest corner of Xerxes' empire.
A little bit bigger than an immortal. Oof.
Uh-oh.
Right in the eye. Got him.
When muscle failed, turn to their magic.
Oh.
And numbers count for nothing.
Shrapnel. Damn. Oh.
They fall by the hundreds.
Oh, what an explosion.
Oh, he's mad.
Oh.
What is that?
Executioner.
Ugh.
Oh, poor elephants.
They're clumsy beasts.
Oh, the blood.
Somebody's got to watch your back.
No, now I'm a little busy.
Damn. The two of them taking on all of those people.
It's like they don't even break a sweat. Doesn't even need his sword yet. Oh. Such great teamwork.
Was this in 3D?
I don't know.
My son!
Oh no!
Astronaut!
Oh no! Oh no! I liked him a lot.
Captain breaks rank. He goes wild.
Just so angry.
Captain's cries of pain are more frightening to the enemy than the deepest battle drums.
What are they at now? Like, how many people did they lose?
Yeah, they've definitely lost a handful.
He wander?
Yeah, he's where he shouldn't be.
Embrace me as your king and as your god.
Yes!
Didn't take much.
Unite us who demanded that you stand. I require only that you kneel.
It's crazy because he just betrayed his people, but then his people wanted to cast him out as a baby to die.
I need your help.
What do you have to offer? This will not be over quickly. You will not enjoy this.
Ew.
Yeah, it's so gross.
He better keep his word.
It's just an eye. God so fit to grace me with a spare.
He's got another one.
My captain?
Curses the gods.
Yeah, I don't think he's doing probably well.
Spartans never retreat. Spartans never surrender.
Death is glory for Spartans.
My men will leave with me. Godspeed, Unitas.
Who's to say these guys aren't even gonna make it out?
Freedom. The 300 Spartans gave their last breath to defend it.
Not going anywhere.
I have filled my heart with hate.
Hate.
Something to keep moving.
Yeah.
For the queen.
A handful stay. Only one looks back.
I'm sure he wished he could have stayed, but they need to get the message out.
Tonight, we dine in hell!
I wonder what the timing is gonna be like with his return.
We must send the entire Spartan army to aid our king.
That was a good speech.
Yeah.
Doesn't change the fact.
Are you fucking kidding me?
But what of adultery?
How dare you?
She is a trickster in true form.
Ultimate piece of shit.
Come to the king's bed, attempted to negotiate with me.
What? Kill him.
Oh!
Yes!
This will not be over quickly. You will not enjoy this.
Oh my god.
Damn, I could not remember what happened to him, so that was so awesome. Oh, and he's got Xerxes money on him.
Oh man, that was great.
That was very satisfying.
Oh, there's more immortals left?
Yeah.
So now we're just gonna get them all at once? The immortals, rhinos, the elephants.
Leonidas, my compliments.
Oh, whoa.
Crazy formation.
The god king has come to admire Spartan valor.
You Leonidas, think of your men!
You're a traitor.
You will be proclaimed warlord of all Greece.
Another pretty sweet deal.
Your victory will be complete if you but lay down your arms.
But they keep their land? There's no way.
His helmet is stifling.
I love the narration.
His shield is heavy.
You there. May you live forever.
Was that nice?
I don't think so. Forever in shame.
What?
Stay up!
I knew it.
His helmet was stifling, narrowed his vision, and he must see far.
Oh.
And his target is far away.
Oh.
Oof.
Oh no. He missed?
He missed, but he showed that a god could bleed.
Oh no. Oh shit.
Taking a few more with him.
Oh wow.
It's an honor to die at your side. It's an honor to have lived at yours. My love.
Only one returns.
His wish was simple. Remember us, should any free soul come across that place.
What a scene.
Xerxes' hordes face obliteration! 10,000 Spartans!
Oh.
Huge. From 300 to 10,000.
Leonidas and the brave 300 to victory!
All right. That was 300. What'd you think?
I surprisingly loved that.
Really?
I tried to make sure that I was going in with the right expectations because I know this isn't totally my cup of tea.
Right.
But wow, like I loved that.
Whoa.
I know. I'm just as surprised.
I think out of any movie we've watched, this one probably is as far away from what you typically like as possible.
Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, I loved it. There's so many things to run through, but obviously Zack Snyder and the direction of the film and the style of the film was so cool. It was really awesome to watch. It made the fight scenes like that much more powerful. All the speeches, like everything just felt so grand.
Yeah.
So really loved the direction.
Especially you had an early comment where you're like, this looks like a comic book.
If I was reading a book, this is what my imagination would be.
Right.
So I guess like a graphic novel.
Right, yeah, no, which that's perfect.
Yeah, I've never read a graphic novel. My dad is like a massive fan of graphic novels.
I'm sure maybe he even had this one.
Yeah, he might. And then it's crazy how we go through and like there's like narration kind of throughout and then it ties in at the end.
Yeah, actually seeing this movie again and paying a lot more attention to just more than the action sequences, there's a lot more to it. Like we start the movie off technically right before the final battle because we see that guy and he's giving the speech and he has like the eye patch, but it's like a black eye patch or something like that. So we see the end of the movie at the very beginning and the narration is by him throughout the entire movie.
That's so funny when you say that because at the very end, I didn't even catch that was the same person.
Yeah.
Like I was like, that guy has a patch like that guy from the beginning.
Yeah. So it's the same person. Essentially, we're watching his retelling of the story to all of the soldiers, all of the Spartans at the end.
Right, to get them prepared for war.
Right.
So cool.
And there was even one, you picked up on it immediately, the wolf scene, how when Leonidas was going through that trial, when he kind of backed into that area that was skinny so that the wolf would get trapped. And then that's immediately the strategy that they use for this. They have a small army against this massive force, but if you tunnel them into this little area, their numbers don't matter.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to fight longer because there's more people to get through, but you're not gonna ever really have the chance of being surrounded.
Right.
Which essentially the one guy who ended up being a traitor, he took that away from them and giving the Persians like the loop around.
Right. There was even a moment there where even Leonidas was like, damn, can we really do this? Like they were actually kind of hopeful because they were doing so fantastic with this strategy that really the only way to defeat them was to completely surround them.
Right. Just because of the numbers. Like that was the only way.
Right.
But the story of this was so cool. I mean, obviously we just kind of went through like the storytelling aspect of it, which I loved the narration. I loved how the narration tied in at the beginning, at the end, and like that it was somebody that was like there and it wasn't just like a narrator. It was coming like from a firsthand experience and like storytelling.
Right, and it was just insanely detailed and descriptive. Even that final sequence of him describing like the birds in the air and the wind kissing off like the sweat of the skin and stuff, or when the Arcadians jumped into the battle with the Immortals and how their narration was like they're brutish and they're, you know, slashing and making a mess of everything. Or even the narration talking about Leonidas's scream at the end. Like, you don't hear Leonidas's roar.
Yeah.
But the way that it's described by the narration is so powerful that you're just like, damn, that must have been epic.
Yes. I mean, that's it. Like, everything about this was so epic. I said grand earlier, but epic would have been even...
interchangeable,
yeah. A better description. Obviously, we'll get to Leonidas, but I just want to talk about the queen. Lena Headey?
I think so, yeah.
Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Cersei?
Yes, so from Game of Thrones. We've talked about this before, but I only watched the end of Game of Thrones. That was after, like, we had moved in together. So you watched it, so I watched it. So I think there's a lot that goes on with her character in Game of Thrones, but I don't really know, like, a ton of it. So I didn't initially recognize her, but damn, like, what a badass. I think I, like, blacked out when I was, like, so excited when she stabbed that guy.
There was a couple scenes that I couldn't remember fully. I didn't remember if she was assaulted by Theron, or I think that was his name.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if that actually went down. And then once that happened, I was like, damn, I don't know if he just gets away with it or not. So I was just totally oblivious to what was going to happen. So when she stabbed him and you were just so excited and I was over here too, like, damn, all right.
Yeah, no, that was great. I didn't trust that guy. I mean, obviously he was so creepy. Like, everything that he did, even in the very beginning and the way that they had gone around and all of it, like, he was just so slimy.
Just, yeah, they made him look slimy right away.
Yeah, from the start. But the second that the two of them were just together, I was like, he's gonna try to manipulate this into a situation where she's gonna need to, like, pay him to be on her side. And that's exactly what happened. But I was not anticipating him, like, like how far he went. I kind of had a feeling that he was just gonna not say anything. Like, she was gonna give her speech and then it was just gonna be silence.
Right, yeah. It started to get to the point where I was thinking that he would just go against what she was going to say.
Yeah.
But he took it to an entirely different level.
Yeah, I mean, first he just, like, belittles her in front of everyone. And then he, like, takes it to the next level, like calling her a whore and...
an adulteress or whatever.
Yeah, and bringing out, like, the fact that she seduced him and that she also
had sex with the other guy.
Yeah, I don't remember what his name was, but like he went so far with it, exaggerated and then changed the story. Like all of it was just so gross. And I think I might have even said, like, just kill him.
Oh yeah, you did,
like,
for sure.
Like before the knife
right,
before the sword came out.
Before she was armed, you were ready for her to just strangle him.
But damn, that was so satisfying.
And another thing that I really noticed watching it again, I don't know how many times I've seen this, but this time I noticed so much more of the dialogue. Mm-hmm. And the dialogue is actually excellent. Like,
so good.
For her to use the same line that he used in that moment, it was perfect.
It was so good. I mean, yeah, it was perfect. Obviously, like, she was in a situation that she was pretty much forced into psychologically in order for her to save her husband. But for her to, like, say, like, word for word what he said to her when now he's the one that's, like, in the vulnerable position and dying.
Yeah.
Damn, that was so good.
I mean, there's gotta be a dozen or 2 dozen just great lines.
Yes.
In this movie. I mean, just to rifle through some, like fighting in the shade is a great line. The very first battle when Leonidas is like, this is where we fight and this is where they die. Tonight we'll dine in hell. I mean, you could just go on and on. I mean, there's so many great lines. Or even like Xerxes had some great lines too. The one that stood out to me was when he was talking to like a traitor. And he was like, Leonidas wanted you to stand, but I only require you to kneel. I was like, damn, that was like a banger line.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That needs to be appreciated more because I feel like everyone will focus on just like the crazy action and how it's so stylized. But the actual dialogue in some of these lines is great. And I'm sure a lot of that comes probably directly from the graphic novel.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's from a novel. It's like poetic.
Yeah.
A lot of it. So I'm with you. The dialogue was very strong in this, and I think it made such an impact, like just as much as some of these like brutally violent fight scenes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I could definitely see you as a kid having to sneak in to see this so whatever age you were. I can see how the focus would be like heads coming off and limbs coming off and
nudity.
And all just like the blood, like I could see that, but it's cool now that we're getting to watch this back together.
Yeah.
And getting to like really appreciate all that the film had to offer.
I remember seeing this in the theater, and I mean, obviously, like I'm a young teenager, action is like number one, but when you're in the theater and it's just like super loud, that first fight scene, when they first ram into each other, you don't really know what to expect. A lot of action movies or fight scenes, it pretty much goes straight into just like fighting and slashing and stuff. Whereas this, it was this crazy push back and forth. Everyone was just kind of shoving each other.
Yeah.
And I remember in the theater that it was so loud, and then everything just stopped and it was silent in the theater. And I was like, holy shit. And then they do like the push and the stab.
Yeah.
And then they go straight back to the wall. And all of it was just a beautiful balance of being incredibly loud and then absolutely silent and then straight into just amazing action.
I'm sure seeing this on the big screen and with like the sound of a movie theater.
Yeah, with sound that's like so loud that it's like shaking your seat.
Yeah.
I think there's just so much praise that can be thrown at this movie. The action sequences are brilliant, especially how they go through such different, it's not like it's the same people. They just keep fighting the same. Like there was so much variety and so much creativity in the enemy.
Yes, completely agree. And then I guess if we're talking about the enemy, we could talk about the God man.
Xerxes.
Wow, he was just like a power-hungry coward.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I guess most rulers that are trying to take over the world are.
Right.
But to see how fast he crumbled facing Leonidas, that was like embarrassing. Like I was embarrassed for him.
When they had the first conversation?
Yes.
Yeah.
He lost his cool so quickly, and it's like, you're pretending to be a god here, and you can't even like take a little insult.
No, and they use that specifically for the battle with the immortals. Like as they're setting up the fight, they're like, his weakness was his, I forgot what they said specifically, but they pretty much were describing how he was so weak and pathetic, exactly like how you witnessed him.
Yeah. A funny villain for this type of film. But I guess it makes sense. Like I said, I mean, you kind of have to be weak, maybe coward kind of character.
Right.
For this kind of dynamic to work. Going into Leonidas, Gerard Butler was absolutely fantastic. Obviously, he's been in a lot of stuff. Like, I don't think we've watched him on the channel at all.
No, it's probably first.
Yeah, but just outside of the channel, there's at least a handful of films that we've seen.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's in like rom-coms, he's in just like normal action movies, like he's in a ton.
Yeah, and a lot of fun stuff too. But I feel like Gerard Butler is very charming, and I think that it lended really well to the Leonidas character because he's a king and he's like the leader of the Spartans, so he kind of needed that like charisma and everything to have the respect and the support, I guess. And that also kind of goes for Aaron,
the shitty guy.
Yeah. That like he just came from a place of like jealousy and cowardice,
which is why he aligned so well with Xerxes.
I loved Leonidas, the character. I loved the relationship with the queen. I loved that we got to see like his upbringing, and that also came into us getting to see kind of how it worked for Spartans in general. For someone that doesn't really have, like me, doesn't really have any knowledge of what really a Spartan is.
Right.
And like how it works. It was cool that they kind of went through, but then we also got to see specifically for Leonidas. And then him kind of working with his own son. So very likable character. And then obviously, holy shit, like what a badass.
Oh yeah, I don't know if there's a movie that has more just jacked dudes in it who just slaughter people.
Just half naked.
Like it was a requirement to have not a 6-pack, but like an 8-pack. Like you can sit there and count, and there's more than 6 here. There's 8 packs here. It's insane. I think some of it may be digital, but I know that they spent just an insane amount of time training for this movie.
Oh, I'm sure.
So yeah, I mean, absolute badass. And then we kind of already touched on it, but like the different enemies require the different fight scenes with like the first initial wall, or you had kind of that pyramid triangle formation against the horses.
Yeah.
Like how when they were fighting the elements, they were all like low and, you know, using their spears to kind of chuck and get the elephants off balance, using not only their superior fighting skills and the tight areas, but then the elements as well, like pushing them off the cliff.
Right.
It was great. I mean, everyone's a badass, even all the way to like Michael Fassbender, who I'm sure like if you see him in other things, you'll be like, damn, he looks way different now than his jacked young self in 300.
Honestly, I didn't see it at all. And there was one scene, it was close to the end, that I was like, oh, yeah, that is him. I think it was when the two of them were like...
Oh, fighting and like with each other?
Yeah, it was like their conversation right after, I guess before I guess right before they started fighting, because there wasn't really an after. But like, damn.
Yeah.
Just the whole thing was great, but I can't imagine how cool it would have been for the like setup and the choreography standpoint of all of these fights.
Yeah.
There's so much going on, like using the shields. There's all these different types of weapons. Like you said, like all the different formations and stuff that they were in. This is one that I would definitely like to look up, like behind the scenes.
Right. Behind the scenes of this movie would be really interesting.
Yeah.
Obviously the style, like almost all of this is pretty much just on like a little tiny stage with just green screens everywhere.
Yeah.
It was just such an epic movie, and I feel like a real game changer when it came out.
Yeah.
There wasn't really too much like this. And then you kind of started having a wave of these ultra violent type of movies. And there's actually a sequel to this movie too.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Is it good?
It's not as good as this one, but it is. I really enjoyed it. And you have Lena Headey comes back.
Oh, cool.
And I feel like some of these movies that I watch again later in life have like a more emotional impact. Like Gladiator, I remember not crying at all when I watched that younger, and then watching it recently for the channel, I was like, what the fuck, this movie's super sad.
Yeah.
And this one too, like especially when the son dies, just like the facial expression of the actor who plays the dad.
Yeah.
It was just a great combination of just pain and terror and anger all in one. And then he has that like meltdown where he just mows through like 20 dudes.
Yeah.
It's an emotional movie.
Absolutely. I didn't get as emotional in this one as I did in Gladiator.
No. It's not to that level.
Yeah, but definitely. I mean, that moment, obviously, the moment at the end where the narrator basically comes back to Lena and it's just like silence or music or whatever's playing, but there's no dialogue. It's sad. Like, there's definitely sad moments in this, and it's crazy because we really didn't get to know the 300 all that well.
No.
But watching them die, that was devastating.
Yeah, watching them die, and I think it's because you know how important it is to fight for the person next to you.
Yes.
So to see all of them die, especially that final shot, it's like it could be a painting. The shot that pulls up with all of them just dead on the ground. It's a lot. I'm sure there's a lot of people who, if they're not really familiar with the story, even, I mean, I wasn't when I was young, you don't really expect almost all of your main characters to die at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
I had a blast watching this again. I definitely noticed a lot more stuff than I usually do. And it was super awesome that you enjoyed it as much as you did.
Yeah, I am shocked that I loved it this much. I was really hoping that I was gonna like the movie, but I'm ashamed that I waited this long. to watch it.
No, it's great. So I'm glad.
Yeah.
So if you'd like to see the full-length reaction for this, as well as everything else we reacted to, the link to our Patreon is in the description. If you would like to interact with us on any other types of social media, all those links are in the description as well. And with that, peace everyone.
Bye.
Bye.